After the many months of rumours, leaks and speculation, we finally have our first look at Resident Evil Village in one hell of a trailer. It was that great balance of showing us quite a lot to get our taste buds going, but also left us with so many questions. I've collated some finds of my own and other people's, added some speculation to be sure, and I'm going to break down some of my thoughts on the reveal of the latest game in the series. Now, in terms of speculation, obviously don't take it too seriously, make up your own minds, and don't get too attached to anybody's ideas of what the game may be, and do not berate Capcom employees if my crackpot theories do or don't turn out to be true. With that being said, this is Cy for First Aid Spray, and this is 5 things you may have missed from the reveal of Resident Evil Village. Chris's outfit. This might seem like a weird one, after all it could be nothing. Chris Redfield returns to RE Village both in body and in face with a brand new redesigned look. We'll get to what may be the reasons why he's standing over Ethan and shooting Mia 5 times with a handgun in a bit, but let's take a look at that design. Pointed out first by the Oracle Dragon on Twitter, if Chris's look here seems familiar, it's because it's nigh identical to an outfit Wesker wore for a time called the Dark Legacy attire. Now, this is where the speculation begins. It could be nothing, a total coincidence conjured up by the fact they wanted Chris to come across as more dark and brooding this time around. It could be a fun nod from the design team, or maybe even it's an intentional in-story thing. I mean, the last part seemed highly unlikely, but I guess you never know. All the same, it's an interesting parallel. Currency and location. In a short video put out after the trailer, we got a few extra looks at RE Village, including a quick overview of the inventory screen, which is super interesting and I think looks amazing. There's a few things we can take from it, starting of course with how similar it looks to RE4's attaché case. It also seems to imply that weapons can be upgraded or supplemented somehow. Hardly a new thing in the Resident Evil series, but all the same, good to know. Silver bullets, anyone? Moreover, in the top right here, we have what appears to be a confirmation of where the game takes place. Now, RE4 used Peseta, which, despite the game just calling it a remote part of Europe, spelt it out, and all the angry Spanish phrases we learnt from the Ganado didn't hurt either. Lei is the currency of Romania, so it seems that's where Resident Evil Village will be set. So, what will currency be used for in the game? Buying weapons and upgrades again? And if so, how will that be done? The game is making a lot of nods to RE4, so does Village have a merchant? Like, maybe this crazy cloaked woman who seems familiar somehow? Possible story threads. A symbol that keeps coming up in the Village trailer is this bizarre ornament with what appears to be a fetus on it. It's shown multiple times as chalk markings throughout the location, and more to the point, in the developer video it's mentioned that Capcom wondered if they should show it at all since it's so central to the plot. Well, it's pretty obvious from the setup that a baby will be an important part of the story, since that's how the trailer begins, with Mia reading a story to her and Ethan's child. Let's get heavy into speculation territory with this one. This child is almost definitely going to have something wrong with it, considering what its parents went through on the Baker plantation, including that pretty miraculous kind of infection. Is this what the weird cult of stump-licking witches want? Is this the reason why Chris barges into Ethan's home to either stop a potential threat that the child and or Mia possesses, or even to stop them from falling into the hands of the cult? Chris's actions will have more depth than something like, oh, he's bad now, or hopefully something more basic like mind control, but time will tell what exactly this is. Symbolism. Let's stick with symbolism, and this one goes to Dusk Golem, aka Aesthetic Gamer on Twitter, for his thread pulling apart the trailer. He pointed out there's a prevailing theme throughout a lot of Village's design. Horned skulls. We see them in several places, here on the walls of the cabin first, where Ethan meets this old man, which is entirely missable and seems like nothing, until they start showing up again and again. This statue of a warrior girl in what appears to be the village square bears a horned skull on her shield here, and again on this ornate door depicting her fighting against this horrible demon. Moreover, and this is minor, but they're also seen on top of scarecrows, perhaps used as some kind of symbol of protection. Now, to add my own research to that, these skulls and horns look like stag or deer heads, which are symbols of change in various mythologies, potentially shape-changing like witches or werewolves, or a more thematic change, as they can also represent a change of heart, or even death and rebirth. Further information. Our last one comes from the Resident Evil website, where a page for Village is naturally already live. It doesn't say too much more than we already know, but it does let us know that we'll be seeing the game again in August, so set those countdown timers now, I guess. Perhaps we'll get a release date. On top of this, it also seems to confirm that, in case you were thinking of holding out on jumping onto the next-gen consoles, the RE Village will only launch on PS5, Xbox Series X and Steam, no PS4 or Xbox One. And that's just a few extra juicy bits of information from the Resident Evil Village reveal. It's early days yet, but I'm sure from here on out information will trickle forwards. We'll report on any news for the game as it drops as we look towards 2021. Subscribe to stay up to date with what we do, from video editorials to podcasts and more. This is Cypher First Aid Spray, and have a good week.